Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, trend update, Middle East Quartet, Russia, and the Saudi Peace Initiative, and this is June 2016. The scripture reference, 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 3. While they are saying peace and safety, then sudden destruction will come upon them, suddenly, like labor pains upon a woman with child, and they will not escape. So, in a follow-up to the June 3 meeting in Paris, France, representatives from the Middle East Quartet, the UN, the Arab League, and about 20-plus nations participated in peace discussions. Now, the two main parties who they are discussing, Israel and the Palestinians, were not invited. The Palestinians are supportive of the talks. Israel is opposed to the discussions, and Israel thinks that the two sides should meet face to face. Now, the commentary from this little talk in Paris, quote, hopes for peace are in serious danger. We must act urgently. So, a lot of dire talk. They essentially achieved nothing but talk. But there was consensus that Israel was to blame because of their settlements in disputed lands, so it's Israel's fault. In the end, it was agreed that further discussions should focus on the 2002 Saudi Peace Initiative, and this initiative includes Arab recognition of Israel, and this includes all 57 Arab nations would recognize Israel. And as a result of that, a Palestinian state would be established within the territories occupied by Israel since 1967. So in other words, pre-1967 borders, and that would be the Palestinian state. They do agree to meet sometime during the summer of 2016 for further discussions, but a lot of talk and a lot of dire language. Now, fast forward to June 6 and June 7, Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel flies to Russia and meets with Vladimir Putin again. And they both agree that they have common ground against terrorism, and Putin states that relations with Israel are deep. And Israel, in some circles is being accused of trying to avoid the French peace initiative, and they want Russia to take a lead in the peace talks for the two-state solution. So, there's even some talk about Netanyahu wants Egypt's el-Sisi to get involved in the peace talks, since Israel has a peace agreement with Egypt. There are plenty of references on this. Check out bbc.com, and these will be included on the post. Also, there's some stuff from watch.org and debka.com, and those will all be included. So what do we know about the actual peace treaty? What does the Bible say about the eventual peace treaty? Well, we do know there will be a 10-nation or 10-member leadership committee. 3 of the original 10 will be subdued by one evil guy, and that is in Daniel 7, verses 7 through 8, verse 20, and verse 24. The deal will be brokered by the Antichrist, and it will be an encompassing treaty with Israel and many others. And the length of the treaty will be 7 years. And all that information is available in Daniel 9:27. So we got a couple of references in Daniel chapter 7 and Daniel chapter 9 that tells us the actual terms of the agreement. And so the thing that gets interesting about all these peace talks that are taking place now in June of 2016 is there are elements on the table. For example, Arab recognition of Israel would involve 57 Arab nations. Now, that would probably fall under the guise that it's an encompassing treaty with Israel and many others. The Oslo Accords under President Clinton are also being discussed as a possible framework. Well, the interesting thing about the Oslo Agreement, the length of that treaty was to be 7 years. So that fits Daniel 9, verse 27. Now, currently we got close to a group of 30 people, 30 nations involved. That's going to need to get whittled down to 10, and if that happens, then we'll obviously pay a lot closer attention. And, you know, we still need a temple. There's no discussion of a temple, but we got to have a temple. Antichrist has to defile something. But, you know, as long as everybody's scuffling and everything's dire and there's no hope for peace and, you know, peace talks are in serious danger, that's not the time to be concerned. You know, as 1 Thessalonians 5:13 points out, the time to get nervous is when everybody starts to think we're going to have peace. And while they are saying peace and safety, then destruction will come upon them suddenly like labor pains upon a woman with child, and they will not escape. So when they really get serious about peace and the conditions of the treaty are starting to be met, that's the time to, hey, pay attention. That's when things are about to get serious. If you're interested in this topic, please feel free to check out paulthepoke.com, keyword trend update, peace, Antichrist, Ezekiel 38 and 39. Thanks for listening. Take care.